By 2030, women between the ages of 25 and 44,
it is going to be over half
of women of marriageable age will be single for the rest of their lives. They will be unmarried and childless during those ages by 2030, which is like a very, very steep incline. In fact, they are so certain of this that they did this research on Morgan Stanley so their investors would know what to invest in the coming decade.
Wow.
So they're invest in box wine, right? And invest in cash.
So we've had bingos like these before. And we're told by society at the end of our lives, we're going to wish that we should have had kids. They're such a joy. They're blessings. Yeah. Well, I found this article by Sarah Burdick, who was a nurse for 16 years, had a little heart-to-heart with her elderly patients. And her patients has spoke about how much they are seen as a burden or very old by their own family members. And because of that, now they have top 5 reasons people regret at the end of their life.
The state of relationships around the globe has deteriorated to the point that not even in traditionally conservative nations do individuals get married and stay together for life. One of the world's highest cheating rates is found in Thailand. We are merely pointing out that you're thinking like a strategist of hope. Your destination, you naively hope, would be a better one. The sole positive aspect of your newfound position as a resident of the developed world will be the treatment you receive from the female population. Realize that success, fame, influence, and wealth are the keys to the world. Therefore, if you possess any or all of these qualities, attracting and maintaining the affection of women will be a breeze. As a result, I don't advocate for partnerships in the dating world because most female provide little value to guys. They are yours to take, but if for some reason you are unable to continue supporting her, she will quickly move on to the next man who can. So why would I advocate for couples to get together and encourage overseas travel if, in the end, the lady you end up with can just lead your life if you ever hit bad times? You can't assume that everyone in your nation is like the ladies you're trying to escape. Keep in mind that you can't avoid social media. As a result, people in other nations are subjected to the same level of decadence that we are. There is a growing population of lonesome women and men in both nations. Considering how conservative and family-focused they are, you might assume that their birth rate would be consistent. As a result, there are more men and women without partners than ever before. For the first time, I understand that China's population growth issues are attributable to the country's policy of limiting the number of children any couple can have. The dating scene is not looking bright at the moment. In fact, we have an item for you to read today on the increase of leftover men and women in China that will make it clear to you that dating and marriage are on their way out. The policies of a modern Chinese city should reflect the growing number of people living alone. If I'm being really honest, that sounds like the prologue of a scary movie. Preservation of the family name is highly valued in conventional Chinese society. Consequently, parents tend to take an active role when their children are of marriageable age. The nation no longer exists. Reinforcement of the one-child policy. The age of singledom has brought this reality into stark contrast. The trend towards singledom among Chinese youth has been documented. Numerous kids end up disillusioning their parents in the process. The conversation around women who are still unmarried in their 30s is often critical. The overuse of the term leftover ladies in China's popular culture has increased the worry of parents of unmarried women and increased the pressure they put on their daughters. Gents, it fascinates me that despite the fact that they have a family structure and are pushed to have children, Chinese men and women still struggle to conceive. If you don't have the media and a purpose to ruin families, I don't see why males blasting gallons inside women and forming kids would be a problem. I might be mistaken about the Chinese dating scene because neither I nor anybody I know now resides there. It is amazing to observe that they have the same problems that we do in the West. The younger generation may have been dissuaded from starting families because of the one-child limit. The reality is, however, that we have no idea until desire towards women is widespread in that region. That individuals are less eager to start new romantic relationships is, in my opinion, a result of the state of the economy and rising costs of living. Except for that, I don't comprehend it at all, because a weakened society is an easier target for oppression. Individualism leads to isolation and ultimately poverty. For this reason, the vast majority of odes raise families, ensuring that their fortunes are handed down from one generation to the next. The family is the vehicle through which the wealthy and powerful may ensure their wealth and status continues beyond their deaths. However, modern women are so self-centered and lacking in vision that they will blow up the family, ruin the fortune, and flee with the money. Since it motivates individuals to act negatively against others, the Bible identifies the pursuit of wealth as the source of all evil. Women of the future generations show this every day when they seek a divorce for no other reason than dissatisfaction. Because the weakest link is a woman or a family member, who may be a wolf in sheep's clothing, the elites will always obtain what they want. The fact that most of us have been here or will never have a shot at elite status because of a woman's inability to commit to a relationship is unfortunate. It was reported that the number of families consisting of only one individual increased from 4.9% in 1990 to 14.5% in 2010. In 2018, there were an estimated 200 million single adults in China, and more than a third of them were living alone. Because of this trend towards single occupancy among the elderly, the economy has flourished. The emphasis in society has changed toward the commercial and industrial sectors, and as a result, development and economic opportunity have expanded. Young people are leaving the agricultural workforce in droves. Rural regions have been urbanized to an unprecedented extent, and there has been an internal movement out from the country to the cities as a result of industrialization. As a result, this transition has introduced younger generations to novel lifestyles, such as delaying marriage, expanding social networks, and settling down to have a family. The rise in divorce rates that we've seen so far in 2019, I would have expected to see that figure mirrored in 2020, excluding the possibility that the outbreak was to blame for the increase. Therefore, something occurred that we are unaware of, since, as you may or may not be aware,